Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Maths Techno. Here we are continuing the lecture series of unit name matrix. It is the fifth video of our lecture series, and in this video we cover the topic name invertible matrix and elementary operation to find inverse of a matrix. So let's start this video. First we talk about invertible matrix. Its definition is: if A is a square matrix of order M and there exists another square matrix B of the same order M such that AB equal to I, which means product of A and B gives identity matrix I, then B is called inverse matrix of A and hence A is said to be invertible. In simple words, any matrix A is said to be invertible if its inverse exists. For example, we have taken a square matrix A with entries 2, 3, 1, 2 and square matrix B with entries 2, -3, -1 and 2. Now we are going to find product of these two matrix AB. If you don't know how to multiply two matrix, then I suggest you to watch lecture number 3 of this playlist. So by multiplying these two matrix A and B, we get the value of AB equal to 1 0 0 1, which is the identity matrix of order 2 and is denoted by I. Hence we can write AB equal to I, which satisfy our condition. Thus B is the inverse of A and hence we can write B equal to A power -1. Also we can say that A is the inverse of B and we can write A equal to B power -1. Since inverse of A exists, so we can say that A is invertible matrix. Now we are going to discuss about uniqueness of inverse. This states that inverse of a square matrix, if it exists, is unique. It means there is one and only one inverse of any square matrix. So let's prove this property. Let A be any square matrix of order M. If possible, let B and C be two inverses of A. We shall show that B equal to C. Since B is inverse of A, then it should satisfy the condition which we study in definition of invertible matrix. Then according to that condition, AB equal to BA equal to I. Since C is also inverse of A, then it should also satisfy the condition we study in definition of invertible matrix. Then AC equal to CA equal to I. Since B is inverse of A, so B should also be a square matrix. Hence we can apply all the properties of square matrix on this matrix B. So by using property of identity under multiplication, we can write B equal to BI. Now by using equation second, we can replace I with AC. In the next step, by using property of associativity under multiplication, we shift the bracket of AC to BA. Now using equation first, we can replace BA with identity matrix I. At last, again by using property of identity under multiplication, we can write IC equal to C. Thus B equal to C. Here B equal to C show that these matrix B and C are not different but they are same, because in the equality of matrix we study that two matrices are equal only if each element of these two matrices are equal. It means there is only one matrix which one person denote with B and other person denote with C. Hence proved the uniqueness of inverse of a matrix. Now we talk about elementary operations or transformations of a matrix. The first one is we can interchange any two rows or two columns of a matrix. Symbolically, we represent this operation as R subscript I, sign of interchange, again R subscript I, where I represent row number. We can also do this same thing with columns, where subscript J represent column number. The second operation is multiplication of the elements of any row or columns. By using this operation, we can multiply elements of row or elements of columns with any scalar, say k. The third operation is related with addition. We can multiply the elements of one row and add these elements to the other row. Its symbolical representation is given below. Now the question arises, why we want to study these elementary operations? So its answer is because these operations are used to find the inverse of a matrix. Because in the previous example which we study in the definition of invertible matrix, there B already given, which is the inverse of A. But in actual problems we have given any matrix and we had to find its inverse. So by using these elementary operation we are able to find inverse of any matrix. Now I had written an important note which you should remember while dealing with the inverse of matrix. It is, we can only use one type of operation, row type or column type, when finding inverse of any matrix. Let's understand these operations by taking an example and how we can find inverse of any matrix by using these operations. Here is the problem in which by using operations we have to find the inverse of the matrix A, which contain entries 1, 2, 2, minus 1. To solve these type of questions, we have to first decide that which type of operations we used. We can solve these with row type operations or with column type operations also. I always used row type operations, but you can solve with column type also. During row type operations, we start solving the problem with the equation A equal to IA. It is due to property of multiplicative identity. In the left hand side of this equation, we put the value of A, and in the right side of this operation, we put the value of identity matrix of order 2. Here we use identity matrix of order 2 because the given matrix A is also of order 2. But when in the given problem the matrix is of order 3, then we also use identity matrix of order 3. Now to get the inverse of A, we have to shift this identity matrix from right hand side to left hand side of this equation by using elementary operations. It means we have to make 1 0 0 1 in the left hand side. If we observe the left hand side, we can see that 1 is already at its position. Below 1 we want 0, where 2 is present. So if we subtract 2 from this 2, we can get 0. For this we applying operation R2, sign of interchange R2 minus 2 R1. Here R2 in the left hand side represent the row on which operation is to be operated, and the remaining row R1 remains same. Changes take place in the row 2 only, and the right hand side represent the operation which we have to apply on R2, which is R2 minus 2R1. It means first we have to multiply elements of R1 with 2 and then subtract the element obtained from corresponding elements of R2. This operation operate on both left hand side and right hand side of the equation. On operating this operation, the left hand side matrix changes to 1 2 0 minus 5, and the right hand side matrix changes to 1 0 minus 2 1. So we get two elements of identity matrix on the left hand side. Now if we observe the matrix where -5 is present, we need 1 at that position. To obtain this, we divide R2 by -5. So we operate R2 sign of interchange -1/5 into R2 means we divide R2 with -5. On operating this, left hand side matrix changes to 1 2 0 1 and right hand side matrix changes to 1 0 2/5 -1/5. So we get three elements of identity matrix on the left hand side. Now in that matrix where 2 is present, we want 0 at that position. For this we operate R1 sign of interchange R1 minus 2R2. It means we first multiply elements of R2 with 2 and then subtract it from elements of R1. On operating this operation, we get 1 0 0 1, which is identity matrix on left hand side, and on right hand side we get matrix with entries 1/5 2/5 2/5 -1/5. Now if we observe this equation, this matrix multiplied with A gives the identity matrix. So by definition of invertible matrix, this matrix is inverse of A and we can denote it with A power -1. This complete topic of this video and our chapter matrix. In the next video, we will come with some important problems related with matrix. So we meet in the next video. Thank you.